Welcome to the Hell Queue, thank you for your click. In this video we're gonna see some interesting games using Sephiroth the Savior. Let's go. First game is against Bristly Bill, Spine Sower. Really good deck. Not Hell Queue material, but we're getting there. Here I decided to keep both the board wipes, because Bill is a deck that tends to go wide, so you need to be prepared. Whenever a land enters, they put a 1/1 counter on a creature they control. They can pay 5 to double the number of counters in each of their creatures. Pretty good. For MTG ARENA, not good enough here. Just some random Hydra that puts +1/+1 counters on itself. We'll play the birds here. And they cast their commander. And they swing. Here I could have board wipe, but I wanted my birds in play, so I'll just go for the throw out with a negate backup. The Beetle. I used to play that in one of my Garruk decks. Pretty bad card. We see it again here. Some creature that mills the cards and places +1/+1 counters on itself as well. Time for the board wipe. Or not. Here I decided to wait one more turn to see if they develop their board a little bit more, and then I will board wipe. More counters. And they swing. We will take it like champs. And now we board wipe. That bill is getting out of hand. That's why I'm going to clear the board. Here I consider playing Sephiroth, but I decided to go for the board wipe. A little risky because I need to play a land here next turn to cast Sephiroth, but worth the risk. That board was getting pretty obnoxious. Recast their commander and place a 1/1 counter. Selective draw for a creature. That one's is an interesting one. Sorry, we didn't get the land. Almost the same. Next turn will be time for Sephiroth. And here I decided to board wipe, even if there's only one creature there. I didn't realize that creature was a 7/5. Pretty strong. Also an interesting effect. Whenever a land enters, they reveal the top card of their deck, and if it's a creature, they put it in their hand. Time for Sephiroth here. We got pretty good cards. Only 4 of them, but pretty useful. We got the Kirin, so we might be able to blink Sephiroth. Here I decided to block to kill that creature, because if left unchecked, that would mean a lot of card draw for them. And they recast Bill. And then we kill Bill. Some big worm that puts +1/+1 counters on it whenever it deals damage. Look at that. Full hand. And we remove that worm. We blink Sephiroth. This is way too much card advantage for our opponent. And we swing. Some random card that exiles itself from the graveyard to create a treasure token. They search a land card, and I think this is it. Doesn't matter. And we swing. Here I blink the Titan because I really didn't need more cards there with Sephiroth. This is just a matter of time. Forgot about the temples. We got downward. Sorry, there. And GG. Time for another one. Here I decided to craft Puck. I played against one before this game I'm gonna show you now, and I got crushed, so that convinced me. Now the only cards we have left are 2 wild cards, 2 mythic ones, and like 4 commons. But believe me when I say to you that Puck is a must in green decks. I'm adding it in every one of my green decks as well. Against NICOL BOLAS DRAGON-GOD, one of the better Grixis commanders, pretty control heavy. We opened an Imprisoned in the Moon to take care of the Planeswalker, but the hand had a lot of creature removal and lacked blue mana, so I decided to mulligan. Here a quick look at what NICOL BOLAS does. It have all the abilities of Planeswalkers on the field. Imprisoned in the Moon, really good against Planeswalkers. We'll keep. This is actually a Hell Q game. Our opponent's deck is really well geared up. Very good game. I was gonna open with the temple, but the forest changed the plan. Now we play the Delight Halfling to protect the legendary spells we cast. And we continue to ramp with the Signet. This type of deck tends to counter everything you play. You need to be patient here. And she's dead now. What a pain in the ass, right? I decided to keep that to protect Sephiroth in the future, giving him indestructible, or to destroy a mana rock our opponent might play. We ramp for 2 here. And it gets countered as well. What a surprise. We try that one more time. This one resolves. A tap land from our opponent. This means that despite being a Hell Q deck, it's not really fully geared up. They needed shock lands, even slow lands. They countered Sephiroth. Look at that. All the control. Another tap land. That's good for us, really. But they gain a turn. They left 2 blue mana on tap, so I was pretty nervous here. But they spent it, and I was like, they have a wash away, right? I lacked 1 black mana to cast Thoughtseize first, risked the Sephiroth, and turns out really good. We draw, what, a 5? Yes. Also, we had land to play Thoughtseize. Sephiroth will die, but at least we got rid of that Gearhulk, excuse me.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
And he dies. Again. Also they cast Jace, now they can bounce every creature we play. We cast Puck, Terminus, and Arena. Really good turn if you ask me. But those planeswalkers might be a pain in the ass, so I decided here to exile one of them. I went for NICOL Bolas and not Jace, just because if I went for the Jace, NICOL Bolas brings better value in my opinion. And also they will have to spend 7 mana to cast him, so the ward from the enchantment of Puck keep him safe. They have enough mana to pay for the mana leak, so I decided to exile that. Now we recast Sephiroth. We just draw 3. And I place a temple there, double temple. Keeping the land on top to keep my life in a really safe spot. I killed Jace instead of NICOL Bolas to prevent the bounce ability. I prefer NICOL Bolas to take down their loyalty here, but they had the board wipe there. Sephiroth is getting pretty expensive. Here I consider that the Terminus might be a way to keep Sephiroth on play after he dies. They tried to destroy the Terminus, but I think they didn't know it's indestructible. That was a weird one. They play Valky, God of Light, and they get nothing. They were supposed to choose a creature card, but nothing there. Once again, we cast our commander. Sorry there, I misclicked and stopped recording, but what happened is that I chose the cards in my hand. Sephiroth entered, ended my turn, and then NICOL Bolas killed him. And they are also casting Aureliana, the Red Hot General.
Such an effective tool.
Pretty ugly board. Here the way out is through an assemble a team in my hand. Draw 2, the kitten, perfect. Here I was hoping for a bigger triumph to kill the Liliana, and we got it. Pretty lucky there. Just a 30% chance. They don't have the counter spell there.
How disappointing.
I cast the elves, and that's all the turn that's all the turn there, because I left 7 mana open to activate the Terminus, because Sephiroth now costs 15 mana, which is just too much. So to be prepared for when it gets countered or die, I will just reanimate it with the Terminus. Also, I have the negate backup for everything they do.
Let your weak minds crumble.
On top land, and they cast 2 Rex. Here it was the same outcome if I negated that or not. Maybe I should have, because that way they wouldn't gain information. But not really important. They cast their own Friction Arena. And we activate the Terminus. They realized they were in trouble there. Look at that, the 15, sorry. Also, I cast Sephiroth here. He counters it, but it doesn't matter. I sent him to the graveyard because I have the Terminus activated.
Outsmarted you eons ago.
They draw 2 here, desperately looking for an answer. Looks like the top 2 cards were actually something useful here. They exile the Kitten in my hand. Doesn't matter here really. Kind of sad, but with the Terminus, like, it's the same. And that's it, GG. Pretty good game. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and comment. That would mean a lot to me. And we get here nothing. See you in the next one. Thank you.